Jack asked, "Why do I pour my heart and soul into my work, only to lose to a colleague who slacks off all day? Why do I sacrifice my health, pulling all-nighters for the company, only to get a layoff notice? Is the world really fair?" If you've ever had the same confusion as Jack, just hold on for a second. I'm going to grant you a 3-minute God's eye view. I want you to see for yourself what this injustice of yours really looks like in the grand scheme of the game. Right now, you are God. In your domain, there are 2 farmers. There's Jack, hardworking and diligent. He waters, he fertilizes, he keeps his fields in perfect order. The other guy, let's just call him the colleague. He plants his seeds, and then he just kicks back and naps. Then harvest season arrives, and something strange happens. Jack, the diligent one, yields nothing. His crop is a total loss. But the colleague, the one who slept all day, has a bountiful harvest. Jack is cursing you out. He's screaming that it's not fair. You get angry, and you decide to investigate. You start flipping through your cosmic logs and find an entry. Scheduled large-scale precipitation event. It turns out a planned torrential rain came down a while back. Days of non-stop rain drowned Jack's perfectly watered fields. But it was just the right amount to irrigate the colleague's dry land. That's what led to the unfair harvest. You agree this was unfair. You activate rewind time and cancel the rain. This time, Jack has a massive harvest. He bows down, thanking you for your grace. Meanwhile, his colleagues' crops have all withered from the drought. He starves to death by his field. You pay it no mind. This, you think, is what fairness looks like. But soon, you're flooded with complaints. The souls of every other species in your domain, the ones who are all waiting for your rain, are protesting in the afterlife. They all perish in a terrifying drought. And among them is the soul of that colleague. He says to you, "I've been a farmer my whole life. I learned the hard way about the great rains. So I taught myself to predict the weather, and I was never wrong. My experience told me the rains this year would be immense, just a little late. So I planted my seeds and waited. I even tried to warn Jack, told him not to overwater his fields, but he wouldn't listen. And then you, and in turn God, you changed the rules that everyone else relied on, all because of one man's complaint. Oh my God, you realize your one little change sealed the fate of every living thing in your domain. The great rain, that was the rule. A rule that kept the entire ecosystem in balance. And Jack, he was just a stubborn kid who didn't understand the rules, just plowing ahead blindly. You start to reflect. What is true fairness? You thought fairness was about doling out rewards and punishments, about intervening in every little detail to praise the effort you could see. But now you see it. Higher level fairness is about establishing and upholding a stable, predictable set of rules. The sun rises, the rains fall, plants grow, animals migrate. This system itself is fair to everyone. While the colleague looked lazy, he had the experience to plan his next move. He didn't waste his energy on useless effort because he'd seen this all before. And that experience, that should have been factored into the scales of fairness. You look at Jack and you start to wonder, what is true effort? And it finally clicks. There are 2 kinds of effort. Jack's effort is what we call linear effort or low-level diligence. He's just repeating yesterday's actions, seeking certainty through physical labor. His world is confined to his own little plot of land. He never considers the outside factors. But his colleague's laziness, that was actually system-level effort or high-level insight. He wasn't just farming his land. He was understanding the entire system. He studied the weather, the history, the rules. He looked like he was doing nothing, but his effort was being applied on a much higher dimension. He was adapting to the rules, not complaining that the rules didn't cater to him. So, let's go back to the original question. What should you do when you feel the world is unfair? This report from the God's Eye View gives us 3 answers. First, stop complaining about the rules. Start understanding them. Your company, your industry, it's just like that farmland. It has its own weather system. Your job isn't to curse the weather. It's to become the best damn weather forecaster you can be. Second, elevate your perspective and re-examine yourself. Are you using linear effort just to make yourself feel productive, or are you using system-level effort to actually solve the problem? Sometimes, stopping to think for one day is more important than grinding for a whole month. If you're stuck in a rut right now, try to remember the view from this video. Look down on yourself from the sky. You might just find new insight. This applies to anything, in any industry. And third, and this is the most important part, that lazy, mediocre colleague of yours, he might not be your enemy. He might be your weather forecast. In the story, he warned Jack. In reality, that colleague who got the promotion definitely has something you're not seeing, something that aligns with the system's rules. Observe him, learn from him, maybe even ask him for advice. The moment you stop thinking, how dare he, and start thinking, how did he, that's when your real growth begins. So, my dear Jack, the next time a downpour is on its way, are you still going to pray for God to cancel the rain for you? Or are you going to walk over, chat with that lazy colleague, and ask him why he's always smiling? All right, that's it for this one. Hope it helped. Follow and leave your trouble in the comments. Maybe the next time we look down from the God's eye view, we'll be looking at you